Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called Comedians in Poland. Maybe Szumowski being Polish. Polskie, napisy. I have no idea. I probably butchered all of this. I think Piotrek, Piotrek. I have no idea how to pronounce that. The last name, even less, no clue. But I am excited. Apparently this is a comedy or a sketch, or he's just a comedian, and he's going to be teaching us how I don't know what being Polish actually means. I don't know. I'm excited. So let's check it out and comment, like, and subscribe.
Don't know me. My name is Peter.
It was Peter. Okay, interesting way to spell Peter in Polish.
I'm Polish, but I grew up in the UK because I'm Polish.
Okay. Is there a lot of Polish people in the UK?
But we do. I speak English really well, but my parents don't, and that's a problem. That's always been a problem. Because my mum loves to speak English, but she doesn't really know how. Like every time we go to a restaurant, she always orders, and she always orders the same thing. She always goes, I would like one wine for me, and the coke for my son.
Oh no, stop.
I'm like, Mom, do you mean Coke? Yes, one big coke for my son.
Uncomfortable laughter from all the audience.
I once overheard her telling a story about how she met my dad in a bank. And she was just talking with a friend, and she was like, oh, I met Tadeusz in the bank. He was trying to open a cunt. But my cunt was closed, and I said, check account. Check my cunt. I was like, fuck, I've never heard that story, Mom. It's weird when your parents don't really speak the same language you do. Like mine try, but they just don't really do it. You know what I mean? Like my dad, he speaks perfect English, but he just puts too much pressure on certain words that don't matter. You know what I mean? Like he's very negative, and he puts too much pressure on nouns. So like if you ask him the question, Dad, is the glass half full or half empty? My dad will go, glass is full of emptiness. The table is crooked, and the table will fall my leg, and my leg will go to hospital. In the hospital, they will find out I've got cancer. They will find out I've got cancer, I will die in 2 weeks.
Oh
but
my.
Before that, the Russians will attack. The Russians, from one side, the Germans will attack. From the other side, the Americans won't do anything. Your mother will become a prostitute. Your brothers will go to war. Everyone will die. We are all fucked.
Okay, that was intense. Is this some sort of stereotype or commentary on how Polish people are? Dramatic?
Like, Dad, why are you saying this? Because the glass is empty. Very negative.
Okay.
Very negative.
Okay, is it just the dad, or is Polish in general, Polish people?
It sometimes feels to me like I'm the only Polish person that can speak English and Polish. I sometimes get that, and we don't know. How many people are here from Poland? Give me a clap if you're from Poland.
Oh, a lot of people.
All right, excellent. Give me a clap if you're from abroad. All right, excellent. Now, have the people from abroad, have you watched films in Poland? You watched, like, the films?
Why is he laughing?
Because we don't know how to translate them. We have no idea how to translate films. These are genuine, true movie titles that we translated. Like the movie Die Hard. The movie Die Hard in Polish, this is not even, like, I didn't make this up. The movie Die Hard in Polish is loosely translated as glass trap.
Okay, what does that mean?
Because the first one happens in a glass building, and we didn't know there's gonna be sequels.
There's sequels.
So Die Hard 2 is called Glass Trap 2. The Hangover was loosely translated as Hungover in Vegas, which is all right.
Yeah.
But the sequel was translated as Hungover in Vegas in Bangkok.
Well, I think that could make sense, because maybe if it's a franchise, then maybe it's, well, that's the name, and it's in Bangkok this time, and the actual name, it's Hangover in Vegas. I think that one makes a little sense to me. I think, if I think about it hard.
Brokeback Mountain? Brokeback Mountain in Polish was translated as The Mystery of Brokeback Mountain. Because to us, homosexualism is a mystery. It's weird. There's a big time difference between Poland and America. It's like 8 hours and 30 years. So...
Okay, I want to know more. This looked like a great stand-up. I think it looked like a great introduction to sort of Polish humor. Although I don't know if it was because he's British, so I don't know. It's sort of for Polish-British humor, but obviously he's Polish technically. So I don't know. I don't know how he identifies himself. If he identifies himself as British or Polish, probably he identifies himself as both. He's Polish, British. But I don't really know. Is there a difference? Yeah, of course, there's going to be a difference between Polish comedians that sort of grew up in Poland, and he, of course, has a different perspective because he grew up in the UK. So obviously, his humor is going to be a little bit different. Although obviously they share a lot of similarities, and just for the fact they're both Polish. But I want to keep watching. Yeah, he looked very funny. He looked hilarious. But I think one of the things that was really funny to me was, well, I have to begin by saying the whole translating of the titles. Yeah, I think sometimes when you see, yeah, okay, you're translating a title of a film because obviously I have to translate stuff. So they have to, I think sometimes you're like, wait, why do not put, if it's called, whatever it's called, the example, Die Hard. Okay, if it's called Die Hard, just translate it literally. Although I know sometimes it can be hard because maybe if it's an expression, it's an expression that maybe only exists in English, or in this case, I don't think that Die Hard is, or like Hangover in Vegas. It was Hangover though. That was the title. It was The Hangover. That's the title. The Hangover. The Hangover, I think, is just, well, okay, we just translate it as it is. But in the case of Die Hard, I think, well, I don't think it can be a little bit hard just because Die Hard doesn't really mean anything. It's just Die Hard. So again, it can mean so many things that I think, well, yeah, if you have to translate this to another language, I think it would be quite hard because you want to sort of keep the nature of the title, maybe the spirit of the film itself, and sometimes that doesn't really align because you have to switch things up, and translating is a hard job. So that's why I think you get stuff like this in Hangover. It was Hangover in Vegas. I don't know why they had to add the Hangover in Vegas, because if it's just a hangover, I don't think that would be that hard. It's a hangover. I'm gonna guess the Polish word for hangover exists. So how come you just don't do the whatever is not called the whatever it's called? But I don't know. I don't work at this, so I have no idea. But I think sometimes I'm willing to give them a little bit of leeway because sometimes, again, with the Die Hard thing, it doesn't really, it is not a self-explanatory thing of, whoa, I want to watch a film. And the title is, I don't really get what this means. So sometimes, yeah, they have to play around and switch things up. And I think ultimately, because I would guess the translators have to watch the film, and after they watch the film, they kind of arrive to the conclusion, okay, is this title appropriate? Can I just translate it literally and it would still make sense? Or do I need to add some context to this so in order for the film to make sense? I think that's just the case with The Hangover. They had to add the in Vegas because of course they didn't. They thought, I don't think it's appropriate. It's appropriate enough if you just name it The Hangover. People are not going to understand. But I think many such cases that this is sort of switched around, and the names themselves, if they translate that to English again, they don't really make a lot of sense because they completely switched it around. And it's sort of, what is this? This is not the original title. But I get it, and I get it, but I don't know if it's fair to make fun of this just because it happens across, I think, a lot of languages, and because it's hard. So yeah, I'm willing to give the translators so much leeway because I think it's a hard thing. But as in for the other sort of parts of this stand-up routine, the parents one, especially obviously the mom, obviously it's very funny. I feel bad actually for the mom, and well, for the I think the dad, it's better. I know he came across as better in this sketch. I'm wondering if the mom, because obviously the mom probably watched this, and he probably invited them, was, hey mom, come, you wanna come see my stand-up show, or maybe he just did the stand-up routine for the parents just at home. But it would be very funny, just, I don't know, to watch the mom's reaction and the parents' reaction and see if they're laughing. Because I think that was a little mean. It's, oh, come on, you're making fun of your mom. And for something that obviously, I think what I think, it's, there, like, the mom is the butt of the joke, and that's what, oh my god, it's mean. And I'm laughing because obviously the whole thing is funny, but I'm thinking if I were the mom, I don't know if I would be a bit offended. No, not offended, I would be, I would be a little upset about this whole thing, because it's, oh, do you want me, I immigrated to this country and I had to learn a different language, and then you're making fun of me because I didn't learn it correctly or I pronounced things wrong. It's, come on, and maybe this is me giving this a lot of thought. Maybe the mom is completely fine with it, but I don't know, I'm thinking, oh my god, I don't know if she's okay with this just because she's the butt of the joke. So it's, come on. Or maybe it's not even real. Maybe he just made it up, and the mom doesn't speak like this at all, and he just made it up for the purpose of this joke. So it's, I'm sorry mom, I'm sort of putting you in the, because obviously I have to say my mom in order for the joke to make sense, but it's not, I know it's not about you specifically. I don't know, it would be very funny to know what the mom's reaction was to this. And again, maybe she's completely fine. She's maybe laughing with us, because I get, even if she's not technically, no, she's kind of the butt of the joke. It's, you're making fun of it because the expression is funny and obviously you can't help but laugh, but she's kind of, you're putting the onus on her. You're putting the one, oh, because she didn't learn English correctly. She didn't learn how to pronounce things right. So that's how we are in this situation, and that's why, I'm so embarrassed by this. So I don't know, that was really funny. And the thing about the dad, which I would love to know if this was only his dad thing or it's a Polish thing. I would assume, because it was how he told the story, and because this is a comedy about being Polish, it is the case that a lot of Polish people are very, I don't know, dramatic, and very, I don't know, thinking about the worst kind of circumstances you can find yourself in. And I don't know if you would call it anxiety, but maybe negativity. I think, yeah, they're very negative, and it's all very, oh, how was it? Like, the glass is half empty or half full, and then it's gonna be an invasion, and then I don't know, I'm gonna my leg's gonna my arm broke. I don't know, I can't remember, and then I'm gonna have to get it amputated. I don't know. There's this whole slew of things, and it's okay. So is it a commentary on how Polish people are very negative, and if like something bad happens, or even nothing bad has to happen, something, just whatever happens, and then their mind would go to the worst case scenario. Oh, and this is going to result in this and this and that and that and that and that, and then it's gonna be, now we're all gonna die. That's the end result. The world is going to end. We're all gonna die. If it is the case, because I don't know any Polish people, so I don't know if that's true, but that's the impression that I got. So maybe it is like that, and I have to say, if Polish people tend to be this way, I kind of like it. It's kind of weird to say, oh, I enjoy being with people that are so negative. No, of course not. But I think sometimes, especially with, I don't know if that's the American sort of perspective, but I think in the world, probably, I think maybe a lot of societies experience this, and a lot of people experience this, is this whole sort of emphasis on you can't say anything bad, or again, any sort of negative comment, because people will be very overwhelmingly, you have to be very, very positive, and they'll be, oh, but do not think like that, because why do you have to think about this thing so negatively? There's always a silver lining, there's always good things happening. And yeah, of course, absolutely, but I think sometimes it can feel a little bit, I think, overpowering, and that whole positivity can get overwhelming. And I think, and again, maybe that's just in the US, or from maybe an US perspective, but I would venture to say a lot of people actually experience this. There's this whole sort of overwhelmingly positive sort of thing, and you can please temper this down. I don't know, because again, even I'm not saying you have to be a negative Nancy, or I don't know, a Debbie Downer every single day of your life. But sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of, I don't know, sometimes bad things happen. So, you have to be prepared. And sometimes worst case scenarios are there for a reason. And sometimes they do happen. So instead of being so overwhelmingly positive, which I think can feel, because again, you can argue, well, but being so negative, it can feel very toxic, being in that environment. If you're surrounded by people that are so negative all the time, of course, it's going to feel oppressive. And absolutely, yes, I think you should that's why you should strive towards a balance, because even if, obviously, who would want to live like this. But the opposite, I think it's true as well. When people are so overwhelmingly positive, it can feel oppressive as well. If you're, no, do not think bad thoughts. No worst case scenarios. Everything's going to be super positive. Everything's going to turn out all right. Everyone's going to be happy all the time. It's just, oh my God, please tone it down. And I think that can be toxic as well. So it's really funny that, so apparently Polish people are not thinking that way of, we have to be super positive. It can be a downer, because life's a downer. So you know what? I think I would love to speak to Polish people, and in general, I don't know if all of them are like this, or maybe this is a particular generation that's really this specific case. But I would love to speak with them. I think I really like that. And again, we should maybe strive towards a balance. Is, you know what, maybe they can learn to be a little bit more positive. But I think a lot of people can also learn a little bit from them and be a little bit more negative. And if it's not more negative, maybe a little bit less positive. So we'd love to love Polish people if that's the outlook on life they have. Because sometimes people and things, you can get anxious and you can get a lot of anxiety. So you know what? They are my people. They're my kind of people. And that was it for today. And I'll see you next time. Bye.